Yo, so what's going on, guys? Big time killer here, and today we have a $500 PC gaming build. Now, this is kind of a, I wouldn't really say really beginner level, but it's not like I don't know. It's just like it's probably between beginner and mid-level gaming PC build, because you can make a beginner build for around like $380 like my other build, but you can also make a mid-range would probably be around like $700 to $1,000 or $800 to $1,000 would probably be a mid-range build. So this is probably right in between there, but it's really nice build, and it'll be able to run all your games like Battlefield 3 and everything. It'll be able to run all those games and probably most of the next generation games on like medium settings. Probably, I don't know if you can get high on this or not on the next gen consoles, but let's start it off. We have an Intel Core i3 3220 dual core processor. It's clocked at 3.3 gigahertz and 3 megabytes of cache, and it's just a really solid third generation Intel Core i3. So it's the third generation. So it's because there's the fourth generation, but they only make i5s and i7s, and those are a bit too pricey for this build. So we're gonna go with this one. It's gonna only run you about $120, and I think it's actually cheaper than the second generation. So yeah, that's definitely something. That's definitely a great Intel Core i3. Now for the motherboard, we're gonna have a Gigabyte. Hold on here. I don't know why it's taking forever to load, but anyway, it's a Gigabyte GA B75M D3H motherboard, and I don't know why this is taking like an hour to load. Come on, we like reload the page or something. Oh, there we go. So this is a really great motherboard for the price, actually, for this build, because most people are gonna be looking at the next generation consoles. And oh yeah, I should have said this in the beginning of the video, but most people are gonna be looking at the next generation consoles and wanting to get one of those. But I recommend getting a PC definitely, because they are better, and you can get one for around the same price. As you can see here, this one will be great for running the next gen games on like medium to high settings at 720 to 1080p, and depending on what quality you're running at, you can get probably around at least above 30 FPS, which is really solid. But what we're looking at here is the motherboard, and it's going to support the Intel chip that I recommended for the CPU. It's going to have USB 3.0 support with plenty of other. There's VGA, DVI, HDMI, of course. There's 4 PCI, or well, not PCI. There's actually 2 PCI E 3.0 Express ports, and there's also SATA 6 gigabytes. So this is like a great motherboard. This is pretty much going to be everything you need for motherboard wise. Like unless you're going with like quad, unless you're going with like quad friggin' processors or something. I mean, unless you're going with like quad graphics cards or something crazy like that, which I really don't think you are if you're looking at a $5 PC build. It's going to be a really solid motherboard, especially for upgrading. We're going to be running with there's 4 memory slots or for RAM slots, so that's going to be great. So you can get up to around 32 gigabytes of RAM if you want to, or if you can get like 64 gigabytes, but that's going to be really pricey. But you can upgrade to around 32 gigabytes, or just 16 gigabytes actually if you have 4 gigabyte sticks, which is a really solid amount of memory. I have 8 gigabytes in my build right now, but I don't have extra slots to add more, which is kind of sucks. But and this is much better than the motherboard I have, but I was going for more of a budget build, so yeah. Next, or let's just go with the power supply next. It's a really solid CX 500. It's 500 watt Corsair power supply, 80 bronze certified plus or whatever. So yeah, it's gonna be extremely reliable, and it's a great source of. Freaking Corsair is known for their power supplies, so it's a really solid Really solid device, and you could get the for $5 cheaper. I just went with this one because it's only $5 more. For $5 cheaper though, you could get the 430, but I would definitely go with 500 because it's a really solid amount of watts, and it'll run most like graphics cards that you want to get at around the $100 to $200 price range. It'll be enough watts for like CX or 650 and 660, I think. And yeah, it's just solid power supply. So, but you can get the more or less depending on how much you want to spend. Now we have the NZXT Source 210 Elite Mid-Tower case with 3.0 USB support. This is a really solid case. This is actually the better version of the case I have. You could go with a cheaper one, but it doesn't. You can. I'd probably go with the cheaper one. There's also a white one, which is $40, but I'd go with the black one because it looks cooler for like $3 more. But you can go with the cheaper one. It's gonna save you about $7. Actually, I don't know because this is like $12 shipping. I don't know if there's one with like free shipping. Actually, the it's gonna be extra for right now. I don't know if it'll change in the future because prices are always changing and everything. But for right now, the Source 210 Elite Black is actually cheaper than the regular one. So I definitely go with the Elite one. And it's the only difference really is that the only real difference is that it's easier to work inside of. So it's and there's USB 3.0. I don't know if there's USB 3.0 in the yeah, there's not USB 3.0 in this case, so I would definitely step up and get the Elite Edition because it also is much easier to work in. As you can see, it's a toolless design for the compartments and everything, so it's really solid case. Now the RAM, we have one stick of Corsair 4GB Vengeance Blue RAM, and you could, I don't know if this is the best idea to only go for one stick of 4GB. You can upgrade that if you want. Most games are only gonna require 4GB of RAM or probably less, so it's up to you. But you do have a ton of room to upgrade if you want to upgrade to like 16 gigs or whatnot in the future. But yeah, get this, or I don't know how much it is for 8GB. I'll look that up right now. 8GB. This is $41 right now, and it's actually going to cost you an extra like $30 if you want to upgrade. So if you want to downgrade like the a couple things, I don't know, if you want to like downgrade the power supply, you could step up and get more RAM. But I would just recommend getting the one stick right now if you're going for the $500 price point. But if you have the extra money, you can go with two. Why not? Okay, the hard drive. The hard drive is a Seagate Barracuda 500GB SATA 6. So it works well with the motherboard because the motherboard is SATA 6. This is a pretty reliable hard drive. It's not the one I have in my build. I actually don't even know why I put this in this build. You probably should go with the Western Digital. I don't know. You can get either one. They're both pretty solid. I'd probably go with the Western Digital though. I don't even know why I put this in here. Where is it? Is it? Yeah, this is the 500GB Western Digital. This is SATA 3, so it's gonna be slightly slower, I believe. Actually, no, it is SATA 6GB, so it's gonna be the same. It'll be freaking speedy and fast. And I have this in my build, but I have the 1TB version, which was like $10 more. So you can, if you want, you can spend that. I would definitely get the terabyte version if I were you. But if you want to if you don't think you're gonna need that much space, like if I do videos on YouTube and everything, so it takes up a lot of space. So I want the terabyte version. I'm actually gonna be upgrading that too. And I have like a ton of games for emulators and stuff, so that's pretty pricey. But if you want the 500GB version, that's fine. And let's just get on the last part. But that's a really solid hard drive. Last part is the EVGA GeForce GTX 650, not the TI version. I think that's going to be a little bit more pricey. But we have a 1 gigabyte of GDDR5 memory in it, and this supports HDMI and VGA, so it's gonna be really solid. I don't know what else to say about this. It's just a really solid beginner level graphics card. It'll run your Battlefield 3 on like high settings at like probably around 30 frames a second, and it'll probably run the newer games. That's in like 1080p. It'll probably run the newer games at like 720p at like medium to high settings around like 30 FPS to 45 FPS. So it's gonna be a pretty solid hard drive, or not a hard drive. What? No, it's gonna be a really solid graphics card, and it looks pretty cool, I think, anyway. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. $500 PC build. Peace.